Rapid reaction show.
Rapid reaction for the Dawgs show right here. We're going to start it right here. And Coach just joined. Smooch is on here, Troop Dog, with the Dawgs show. And got to say that the script not followed. Nothing happened tonight according to plan, but the Dawgs, who Coach just said that battle tested, the Dawgs find a way. That's what it matters. You play a schedule that will test you in all kinds of facets.
Yeah.
Georgia finds a way to win this game, and it really was against the defense because Carson Beck knocked that at halftime, and then Gunnar Stockton very limited in the plays they ran for him, but still the defense and the limited offense that got it done.
Absolutely.
Coach.
Sorry about that. I had my TV still on, man. I was fired up. Shit. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Do it, baby. Do it.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Woo!
But,
let's just do that. Let's all exhale first. There we go.
Yes.
Woo! Everybody, give me a woo.
What a testament. I give Texas credit too. I mean, Texas played a hard-fought ball game. They did a lot of things that I was anticipating them to do. When they had success, they threw the ball very quickly, didn't allow us to get there, but then they just can't learn from their own success. They still did things where they held the ball too long. We got to them. We still caused a lot of pressure. I think we sacked him 6 times tonight.
Whoa.
Obviously took advantage of opportunities at times, but that's the beauty of this game because things are not always going to go your way. And that's the thing that I love about it is that when the offense needed something from the defense, we finally produced tonight where the defense came through for us. Even though we didn't have the glim and the glory of executing and taking those short fields and scoring, we scored when we needed to, and we put ourselves in position to win the game. And that's just a testament to a lot of guys in the room understanding what it means to play all 4 quarters where it takes you now to an overtime situation, and now you've been battle tested. We talked about that I think it was it yesterday, day before yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
Yeah. And, to see that, I just felt, even with Gunnar in there, which I know he was limited. I know he obviously had a smaller play card from Coach Bobo, but I still felt for some odd reason he changed the dynamic of what we were wanting to do. And I think there was a lot of positives that we can take from that situation.
Yeah, buddy, I'll tell you this, man. The players never publicly say and never show. It doesn't mean, this is no disrespect to Carson Beck, what I'm about to say. The players love him. They'd lay down in traffic for him. But you could see a shift in that entire team, offense and defense, when the guy that they know is the one that's going to take them to the promised land one day walks out onto the field. They love Carson, nothing up against him, but it changed something. Those players, the players always know. They know who their leader is. There's no amount of reps that can make a guy your leader. When Gunnar walked out on that field, they were like, our guy is finally here. Now it's time to go to work. And, like Troop said, they had to reel it in a little bit. They had to call, he hasn't taken a 1 rep at practice in goodness knows how long, if ever. And so, but I agree with everything you said, Coach. When they went to overtime, I was relieved. I was like, well, I just don't know if there's a team that can beat us in that situation. And when we got those stops after that, this team, a weaker team, would have rolled over with that PI call in the end zone. And Tennessee, they'd have been blaming the refs. The game would have been over. Heupel would have been pitching a little fit. They shook it off like it was nothing. Ended up going to overtime, holding them to 3 off some beautiful defensive plays. And then with a power, I cannot wait to see Coach Hayes Huddle break this down, the power eye to win the game. Absolutely loved it, where you knew Carson was handing it off. Here we come. This is our bigs against your bigs. You know exactly what we're going to do, and you can't stop it, and it costs you the SEC title game. Troop Princeton.
Yes, true. Oh, it's true.
Oh, wait. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Congrats. Oh, my goodness. Congrats.
Nobody without a drink here because we are, bottom line, Georgia Bulldogs, SEC champions. It doesn't matter how it happens, but it feels like that Georgia losing some players, Carson Beck, the most important player on this offense, was able to find a way to win this game.
Right.
So I'm going to cheers this up to the staff. And so with Gunnar Stockton, it's going to limit stuff. But that game was like it was in the balance in the whole second half, and Texas was unable to take advantage. And
I will say Troop texted me in that game, not on the major thread that we're on and not on the other friendly. He texted me one-on-one, and he said, I've never heard him say this. He said, I'm shook. And I was like, shook. Man, you're the calm one of the two of us. You can't go getting shaken.
So Texas had every opportunity to win this game. They did.
They did.
But when you say that the
They
offense
didn't,
had a chance to that's right. So the offense had a chance to win this game. But Georgia's defense was not allowing it because Georgia's defense was not missing players.
They were not having it.
The Dawgs defense was not taking a rep off. They were not giving up anything. And you saw that all game long. And despite the fact that Georgia's defense dominated in the first game in Austin against the number one team in the country, so to speak, Texas.
Yeah. The Dogs have now beaten number one Texas and number two Texas. They have 2 losses, both to Georgia.
Don't forget that. Say it again, Smooch. Number one.
The Dogs have beaten number one Texas, and they've beaten number two Texas. Now, I don't know, Coach. You may, or JTS may know better than us, if a team has beaten 1 and 2 in the same season, or if that's ever been the same team. That is a very odd occurrence. And so for a team to be ranked consistently in the top 3, and their only losses are defeats to Georgia, you got to love that. You got to love where it puts the Dogs. Yeah, this is not the Georgia Bulldogs team that we're used to, but apparently it wasn't the Georgia Bulldogs team that anybody's been used to. And when you can't argue with an SEC title. That's kind of hard to argue with.
You can't. And Georgia was playing against in the past. I put this out on our chat group. LSU, Alabama, Texas, and those teams were teams that pushed us, and this team pushed us as well. But Georgia's defense. Let's look at the stats. The stats will tell you the tale of what happened tonight. Mm-hmm. And let me pull that up real quick. Georgia and Texas as a team. Now, Texas had decent stats. Mm-hmm. I'll say that Texas total yards 389, Georgia 277. That's 110 yards, 112 yards difference. Mm-hmm. Texas had that advantage in passing yards was where Texas was very good. 358. And it seems like, as a fan watching this game, those plays come on third down.
Oh my goodness!
A lot of positions.
Well, Ewers made one of the best plays on third down I've seen in years.
They did. Yeah, they did. And then third down, and Georgia was trying to do what they could do, and they did a great job throughout. But on third down, Texas, overall, Texas 358 through the air. Georgia only 136 passing yards, but SEC is not won that way. Typically,
history, brother. Come on.
And Texas again. So total yards on the ground. Texas in the first matchup 29 yards. The second matchup, Smooch, give me a guess on what Texas had on the second matchup on the ground against those SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs.
27 yards.
You're within 5 yards.
37.
5 yards. 31.
Look at that. Coach and I surrounded it.
Right around it. 31 total yards.
Yeah.
And so we always say Texas, the SEC is about being able to run the ball, and which is about being able to control the line of scrimmage. It is. And so 31 yards for Texas on the ground, Georgia with 141.
Come on.
And we'll look at individual stats. I can do that right now.
Yeah, do it.
So individual stats on the ground for Georgia. Because I ended up being in the game because Gunnar Stockton comes in the second half. Not a guy who's going to stretch the field. Not. And Texas should know that. They will know that. But Georgia said, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to beat you at what we know we want to do, which is the ultimate amount of bully ball, if you want to ask me.
I'll go with that.
And so ETN, who we didn't even know who was going to play, we were like, okay, they're going to give him some clearance in the second in the game, and so ETN had 94 yards
and averaging about 6 a carry too, right?
6 a carry, 6.
Yeah.
With 2 touchdowns, including the game killing clincher. ETN was 6 yards a carry with 16 carries. Frazier was 6 carries for 47 yards, 8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
For Frazier. 15 yards was his long, and that was the game. Stockton also had about a yard to carry, but he was enough in this situation.
He was enough of a threat.
But you can't. I tell you, oh my God! To talk about that toughness though of taking the ball down on a quarterback draw and lowering his head and trying to run over somebody and taking that shot for the team to get the first down that sets up the touchdown. I talk about two things. On the front side, we talked about if Carson Beck and them came out slow offensively, that was going to create a jigsaw puzzle. We were going to be dealing with a neck-and-neck game, which we were because we didn't come out very well offensively. But the defense stood their ground. Remember we talked about that lock and key?
Yes.
They fit very well, and that did happen. I also talked about on the defensive side of the ball that we had to be efficient on third downs. We had to get off the field on third downs, and we didn't. That's the reason why we saw prolonged drives, why we were frustrated, why we only saw basically 4 series in the first half again, because we couldn't get off the field on third downs. And Texas tried to take advantage of us with short throws where we couldn't get to him, and that's where they saw the success. The touchdown they scored that tied it up at 13s was a quick slant that we didn't get over the top of. We rolled down to cover 3. KJ Bolden missed the slant lane. We missed one tackle. He's gone. So, a lot of those things came to fruition. But the intangible that you can't talk about is the willpower of kids who get put into a situation and they have to perform. And Gunner's going to have a limited playlist of things he's going to do. But you think about it, what did he do? He used his legs. He used the running game with Trevor Etienne and obviously Nate Frazier being a great compliment. I love that 1-2 punch when those two guys are healthy.
Come on.
It's beautiful. And he took care. You think about it. His first touchdown, the first drive of the second half, went to Lawson Lucky for the touchdown. He got Delp involved. We tried to get Jurasic involved to start with, but he kind of fell as the game went on. But still, having your tight end game involved in that for your quick throws, your boot action, your split zone boot, things like that was very efficient for us, and that's what helped us. We had a steady running game that allowed us to move the chains. Gunner moved the chains sometimes with his own feet, and the short game, boot game, misdirection game was critical for us through that second half, and that's what sustained it for us.
It was great. I love absolutely. It's just like this. I thought when Gunner came in, he looked accurate and he looked poised, but it was just every completion he made was so celebrated by his team. You could see this coronation. That's their quarterback. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know going into this game who we might see next year. Is it going to be Rashada? Is it going to be Gunner? We know now. That's the leader. That's the next leader of this team. And depending on Carson's injury, which we haven't heard anything, which is usually a bad thing, he may be the ride or die for the rest of the season. We don't know. But the game was beautiful in how ugly it was, if we could just put it that way. There was nothing aesthetically beautiful about it. There was only 1 or 2 big plays. You had a big ETN run, big pass play for Texas. The rest of it was just a slobber knocker of fumbles and sacks.
It was a slobber knocker.
It is a slobber knocker. And I just love the fact that no matter how ugly this team plays, they're always in a position to win. We can say all the negatives in the world. I was saying a lot in the first half. But the fact of the matter is they are always in a position to win a game. They haven't been out of any – with the Ole Miss, they kind of got put away in that game. But they are always in the right position at the right time, and you just have this calm that they're going to get it done because it's what they do.
And we saw Muschamp was going to be on the scene tonight. I don't know how much that means.
Yeah, it matters.
It matters.
It breeds confidence when you see Boone on the sideline with you. There's no doubt.
Coach Boone was there, folks.
Damn right.
Yeah, love it.
And this was a game won by Georgia's defense because if Texas's offense would have been what they anticipated, and what you would think Sarkisian would bring to the table. With an offensive, just
Dogs have been they've been the underdog for 2 straight games now against Texas, and they play next week. They'll probably be the underdog again. Yeah,
defensively, they got guys who can make plays, and it may not be pretty all the time, but they keep you out of the end zone.
Yeah, Troop, there's back from my jiu-jitsu and dabbling in MMA days, there's a saying that you win the fight where the fight occurs. If the fight goes down to the ground, you win it on the ground. And what it was is Texas is not prepared for a fight that goes to the ground. Ground fights are dirty, they're nasty, they're ugly, they beat you up, and when it comes down to it, it is just who wants it more. Not who wants it more in that game, but who wanted it more 8 months ago, who wanted it more 6 months ago, who wanted it more during two-a-days, who wanted it more when the sun was beaten down in Georgia and they were on the field in pads sweating like dogs, who wanted it more when they elected not to go to a party and act like an idiot, but to stay home, who wanted it more through all of that. Those are the teams that win those games because they are prepared to win the fight wherever the fight goes, and that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, we did. And, we did just enough. I know Texas was pulling their hair out, Texas fans alike. I think that's who I'm more excited about that we've shut up.
Come on.
It's Texas fans tonight, by God. I want to go on every bookmark that I know, right? I want to go on every bookmark that I've got right now and just go in and lay into every one of them. And I just absolutely want to let them know we were down to one leg. We had one arm tied behind our back. We had to touch our left ear to our left shoulder, and we're still figuring out ways to score on you, and we're still stopping you.
Come on.
And you can't you can't figure out a way to score on us. It felt good to kind of to have that sort of power. Now, Texas is going to come up with every justification of why they should have won the game, but you didn't. You didn't do it. So get off me. I'm tired of hearing that. No. So, that's the beauty of this whole thing, too, to me, is shutting up their fan base.
Thank you so much, Coach Hayes, Coach Huddle. And, man, so good. So good. Good stuff. We wanted to bring this to you folks and give you a little bit of input tonight for Smooch Moncrief and Coach Hayes. This is Drew Brinson saying so long for a rapid reaction here on the
We want Georgia! We want Georgia!
This is the Dog Show with Troop and Smooch.
And Coach.
It's the Dog Show! 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 Bring it, bro.
Yes, yes, yes.